Crypto. This morning, the entire market is looking, not too great yet again. Another day in the red. But you know what? There's some positive signs, but there's also a couple of negative ones. So today we're going to go over everything going on in the crypto world, go over the highlights. This is the only place you need to go if you want to see what's going on in crypto. Every morning we go live at 9 a.m., talk about what has gone on in the crypto world, from what's going on with Bitcoin and technical indicators to what's going on with a couple of altcoins. We even have something to cover with Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey, and a coin called Baby Doge, with the major partnership that they just came out with a sports organization. Surprising. I would have never thought they would have come out with that sort of partnership. But anyways, we're going to go over all that and more. And if you guys are new here, you're just joining us, throw something in the chat, throw something in the comments so we could see where you guys are from, what you guys want to talk about. And if you guys want me to talk about a different crypto or a different stock, make sure to throw that in the chat as well. And if you want to see what stocks I'm buying and selling in real time, make sure to follow me on public.com. You could see my entire portfolio, well, at least the holdings that I have, exactly when I'm buying a new stock, when I sell a stock, and it's completely free to follow me. It's just like an investing app combined with social media. So anyways, let's get right into it. Let's go over market analysis first, go over what exactly is going on with the market, and let's see if we get this video up to 500 likes today. Let's see if we could do again what we did yesterday. But anyways, let's start off with what's going on in the market. And we're going to look at a couple of key technical indicators, some key things going on. So right now we're seeing the entire crypto market is down 1.56%. Bitcoin is one of the only coins in the green. It is down slightly, but still over the last couple of days, it has seen a major drop. So right now Bitcoin's at 33,000, Ethereum's at 2,100, down about 1.48%. The big movers were really yesterday. Now we're seeing, for example, like Solana and a couple of the smaller altcoins down about 4 or 5% as well. Either way, though, today the market is pretty flat after we saw a massive red day just yesterday. Right now, in terms of technicals, we are seeing Bitcoin at a pretty key level right now. Pretty key level, because we saw it cross the 100-day moving average yesterday on the 4-hour chart. And we always start off with this. I like to look at this because if we did, and if we're able to hold above the 100-day moving average, which we were doing for a couple of days, that's a sign that we could be entering a bull market. However, we have dropped below it, and now you can see we're still pretty far below that 100-day moving average. We'd have to go up about $1,000 or $1,500 in terms of Bitcoin's price to be back above that. Either way, though, we are below it, so that's a sign that, you know what, we're still consolidating. We're not ready for a breakout just yet. And according to a lot of analysts, the thing to look out for over the next couple days is going to be some sort of positive catalyst, some sort of bullish catalyst to come out for the crypto world. Because right now, the key thing that we've been talking about is we've been seeing negative news come out of China, but that's nothing new. We expect to see negative news from China. We see negative news come out from a couple of other countries putting bans in place for, let's say, Binance, or restricting some sort of crypto activity. But we haven't seen any big positive catalyst over the last 2 or 3 weeks. The last big thing we saw was really with Elon Musk starting to come out and say that Tesla would accept Bitcoin once it gets over 50% in terms of renewable energy. And then also Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey were talking about a meeting that they were going to have about crypto and Bitcoin in general. But other than that, we haven't seen really anything too exciting to cause the market to move up or down. So we've really just been in that channel between $30,000, $35,000 per coin for a while. And if we look back at the chart over the last, let's say, 2 months, we've been holding between $30,000 and $40,000 per coin. So ultimately, we're going to need some sort of positive catalyst to come out, and that should push the market either up, or if we see some more negative news come out, that'll push the market down. But either way, right now, we just have not seen any major catalysts come out recently, so the market has been stable. Speaking of a crypto market crash, though, the chief investment officer of Guggenheim, his name is Scott Minerd, he came out and said that he's predicting that Bitcoin could drop as low as $15,000 per coin. Is this definitely going to happen? Of course not. We don't know 100% if this is going to happen, but essentially what he says is right now, in terms of catalysts, in terms of news that has been coming out for crypto, we have not seen anything that would indicate we are going to see prices recover. This is what he's saying. He says a normal correction or a sell-off from the crypto world is around 40 or 50%. But he says when we look at the history of crypto, multiple times in the past, we have had complete outright crashes where we've dropped 70 or 80%. And that would put us right at $10,000 to $15,000 because all-time highs earlier in the year, earlier in 2021, were right around $65,000 per coin for Bitcoin. And he says, look, we've already crashed 50% from all-time highs. So seeing like that would be a normal sell-off in the crypto world. But now he says the way we're looking, the way the trends are going right now, it doesn't look too good, and we may see it crash even further. In addition to this, he said the overall trend is still pointing downwards, still pointing towards a decline. He said the market is trading heavy. It's getting really hard for Bitcoin to break out and reverse the current trend it is in. So for that reason, he doesn't see it going up anytime soon. The only reason we could see it go up would be if we have a positive catalyst such as the SEC approving Bitcoin or Ethereum ETFs, some sort of positive catalyst come out from banks or major institutions, or another major institution buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. But other than that, right now, he says the trend just looks flat. And we haven't seen any positive news come out, and the direction we're going right now is looking like we may crash even further. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that he is not like a crypto skeptic. He's not a crypto bear. He's not someone who said crypto is worthless. Scott Minerd has come out in the past and says that he thinks Bitcoin will reach $400,000 per coin. So it's interesting to see what someone like him has to say about crypto, because not only is he the chief investment officer of a major fund, but also he has, he's trying to keep it realistic. He says, look, long term, I like what crypto is doing. I like the technology. Short term, it may drop even further. So someone like this is someone that I definitely like to take a look at what they have to say, because he's not someone that's like, oh, Bitcoin's going to $1 million next year, or he's not someone who's saying Bitcoin's going to zero. He ultimately is looking at the technology. He says the technology looks good, and over time, it should be adopted more and continue to grow. Could reach $400,000 per coin. But right now, he's looking at the trends, looking at what's going on, and he thinks it's just we may continue to see a sell-off, may continue to see another correction over the next couple of months and throughout the last 6 months of 2021. Either way, though, there's no way to know for sure. I'm bullish on Bitcoin in the second half of the year, but he has a point. When you do look at the charts, we've been in that channel. We've been stuck between $30,000 and $40,000 per coin for the last 2 months. We have seen no major movement, no major price action, and no major news come out. Like, yes, the good news is here. The good news that I would say to debate against seeing a crash down to, further than what we're having right now. What I would say is, look, we have had negative news come out multiple times. We have had negative news come out with regards to China and how right now China banned cryptocurrency trading activities. That was bad. We also saw how they banned crypto mining. That was terrible as well. And as a result of that, we saw a bit of a flash crash down to $29,000 per coin. But since then, it didn't cause a full outright just crash. We were able to still stay within our channel, within our trading range of $30,000 to $40,000. Yes, we briefly dipped below 30, but ultimately, even with terrible news coming out of China, 1.4 billion people live in China. Even with that large of a population being stripped out of crypto entirely, we still had seen that we were able to maintain our support levels of right around $30,000 per coin. So ultimately, that would be my sort of opposing view, and what I would say goes against what he's saying is that even when we had all this negative news come out, we didn't see an outright crash and outright just going back down to 10 or 15,000. We were able to hold around $30,000 per coin, and now because of that, I think a lot of institutions, a lot of retail investors, whenever they see Bitcoin drop into that 20,000, so let's say 29,000, 28,000, anything below 30, I think that people are trying to scoop up as much as they can of Bitcoin because they see that as a major buying opportunity after we've seen, scare after scare dropping down lower. So ever since then, I think people are looking at crypto, and when Bitcoin drops, they see that as a major buying opportunity. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. But either way, according to him, he says he thinks Bitcoin is going to continue to crash in the second half of this year. Ultimately, long term, he believes Bitcoin can reach $400,000 per coin. But just right now, we haven't had any major positive catalysts. There's been a lot of negative news coming out from China, a lot of bans being put in place on Binance, which is the largest cryptocurrency platform in terms of volume. So because of all that, he's not too positive or optimistic about Bitcoin in the short term. So we'll see, but interesting to see what someone like him has to say. Next up, let's talk about what's going on with Bank of America, because this is huge. Right now, we've been talking a lot recently about how once major institutions get involved in crypto, whether they start actually trading cryptocurrencies, when they start offering more cryptocurrency services to their customers, when we start to see these major banks do this, that's going to be when we start to see the entire crypto market rebound and start going from, let's say, a $1.3 or $1.4 trillion market cap from where it is right now to $3 or $4 trillion market cap, double or triple from where it is right now. And essentially, we're starting to see this happen right now, which is very exciting. What we're seeing is that Bank of America came out and said that they're establishing a cryptocurrency research team. This by no means is a sign that they're investing billions of dollars. This just means they're finally like dipping their toes in the water, getting involved in crypto. And that's the first step of, start before they would start investing, before they'd really take a major position in crypto. So right now, Bank of America has become the most, the latest bank to announce some sort of cryptocurrency trading activities or crypto research activities or getting involved in crypto in general. Previously, over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, we've seen how Goldman Sachs announced that they were going to be working with Galaxy Digital to trade crypto. We have seen Citigroup, Wells Fargo, DBS, and a couple of other banks also come out and say recently that they were going to be offering crypto services to their clients. And so now we're starting to see it like a snowball effect, like we have said in the past, that as soon as one or two banks, let's say Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley, start to offer some sort of crypto-related services, well, then all the other banks follow. All the other banks do the same thing, and we're starting to see this happen very early on still, because we're not seeing them invest a lot of money, but we are seeing them at least come up with a plan to learn more about crypto and take a unique position and take a leading role in educating the public, learning about crypto, and eventually offering crypto-related services to their customers. So in the memo, Candace Browning, head of Bank of America's global research team, said cryptocurrencies and digital assets constitute one of the fastest growing emerging ecosystems. We are uniquely positioned to provide thought leadership due to our strong industry research analysis, market-leading global payments platform, and our blockchain expertise. Basically, wrap that up simply, it says that they are positioned well because they are a major bank. So they don't want to miss out on any opportunities or new technologies that are developing, which is crypto. Crypto is a new technology. It's developing. It's starting to gain traction with a lot of retail investors, a lot of institutions. And essentially they're saying, look, it's growing. It's a new technology in the financial services world. We are a major bank. We don't want to miss out on it. So we're going to start doing our research and get a team involved on it. Because if they don't do it, another bank's going to do research into crypto, offer crypto services, and they're just going to fall behind. So that's what Bank of America said, and that's exciting to see. It's very exciting to see because now we're starting to see some big money players get more involved. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we get this up to 500 likes this morning. Yesterday, we were able to do that. So let's see if we could do it again today. Helps me out a lot, helps get these videos out to more people. But let's keep the ball rolling. Let's talk about the next topic, which is a pretty interesting report that came out, which could be a sign of where the crypto market is going over the next couple of months, because this report was done on the top 30 central banks in the entire world. And essentially what it talked about is this survey. Here we go. It explained how 11% of central bankers consider cryptocurrency, for example, like Bitcoin, to be an alternative to gold. So there was a survey done by UBS on 30 central banks globally. And according to the survey, it uncovered a couple of interesting details on how policymakers, on how central banks view crypto and Bitcoin and what their plans are for it moving forward. So first thing is that they said in a survey conducted between April and June of this year, the 30 central banks that they surveyed revealed that 83% of these central banks believe that the learning process itself with regards to crypto and investing and managing it is very valuable for institutions and central banks all over the world. So almost all of them think that it is valuable to at least learn and understand crypto and how it works and investing in it in the future. In addition to this, they said 28% of the participants see benefits coming from cryptocurrencies as uncorrelated assets, and a further 11% would consider it as an alternative to gold. So right now, still many central banks see that it's important. They see that crypto is important. We could see 83% of participants think it's important to learn the process of investing in it and managing it. They believe it's important, but only 11% think it's like an alternative to gold, and 28% think it's like an uncorrelated asset to the stock market. So still, it's like, most of them think it's important, but only about 25% of them, 25% of them believe that there are benefits to it in investing in it. So it's still very early on, and what this shows us is that, look, central banks don't quite understand crypto yet, don't quite understand the technology. They are interested in learning about it, and eventually they see it as being like a good investment for the future. Just right now, it's like they're in that learning and understanding phase, because almost all of them say they should need to learn about it, but very few of them say, we should invest in it. In addition to this, according to the survey, they were asked, do central banks see Bitcoin replacing gold, or is it just like, it's something different, or it's just something we need to learn about now, and we're going to create our own central bank digital currency? So what we saw is that among respondents, among the 30 central banks, 84% said no, that it's not going to displace gold, it's not going to replace it, and 0% said yes, it outright would. Only about 16% said they didn't know really what the future is, if it would replace gold, if it wouldn't replace gold. But the great news here is that, guys, ultimately we're seeing central banks looking into crypto. They're saying, we need to learn about this. Is it going to be bigger than gold? We don't know. Is it going to replace currencies? We don't know yet. But the important thing is, right now, according to 30 central banks surveyed by UBS, they said the important thing is right now we need to do our research. We need to figure out what exactly is going on, what crypto is, how it could benefit, the economy, how it could benefit retail investors and just people in general. And then from there, we'll figure out the next steps. But right now, they're in the very early stages. So for people who are saying that crypto's overvalued, crypto's dead, crypto's garbage, I see these comments all the time. The thing to keep in mind is, first of all, central banks all across the world, the people who are supposed to be leading the world in finance, controlling money, they're saying it's important. Do they think we should invest in it or not invest in it? They're like, we don't know. But ultimately, if you're seeing the biggest central banks in the entire world say that something's important to look at, I would say, you know what? They are getting in late, because you got to remember, central banks are not going to be the first people to adopt anything. They're going to be the very last. It's going to be like retail investors. Then it's going to be some corporations. Then it could be some smaller countries like we're seeing with El Salvador. And then eventually we'll see like central banks of major economies start looking at crypto. And that's what we're seeing. We saw retail investors are starting to accept it. Only 6% of retail investors in the U.S. Only 6% of retail investors in the U.S., 6% of people in the U.S. own crypto. That's such a small percentage. That means if you had put 100 people in the room, only 6 people invest in crypto. And then, so we're still very early on. And then when you talk about companies, there are like a handful of companies that actually invest in it, like Tesla, MicroStrategy, ARK Invest, and like not too many other companies. And then now we're seeing, El Salvador is the only country that really is like, okay, we're accepting Bitcoin. So you can see that number gets smaller and smaller as we start going up. 6% of people in the US, a handful of companies, and like one government. So you can see those numbers get smaller and smaller and smaller in terms of percentages. So right now for me, that's a great sign for crypto. That shows us that, look, there's so much untapped potential right now for the entire crypto world, and it's like something that people are looking into. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. But the numbers to me simply show, the data shows me that 6% of people in the US own crypto. That is, you put 100 people in a room, only 6 of them are going to own crypto. That's barely anything. Then when we look at institutions, even smaller percentage of institutions own crypto. Only, like, you could probably name on your hand all the institutions that have actual Bitcoin on their balance sheet. At least the ones that are talked about a lot are only MicroStrategy and Tesla and Square. That's it. Those are the ones that we know that talk about a lot. Of course, there's a couple other companies, but those are the main ones. And then we're talking about economies. The only one is really the only economy is El Salvador. So when we look at all of that, it's like, imagine once those percentages start to go up. Imagine when that 6% of people in the US gets to 50%. That's going to be tens of billions, hundreds of billions of more dollars. Imagine when institutions start to actually invest in crypto. When now we only see Tesla, Square, and MicroStrategy and a couple others. Imagine when we see companies that have been around for hundreds of years, like Pfizer, or Procter & Gamble, or Johnson & Johnson, or Coca-Cola. Imagine we start seeing companies that have been around for decades start putting money in as well. That's going to be another hundreds of billions of dollars. So it's just, to me, at this point, it's like we are at just going to first base out of, if you're playing baseball. We're like just barely getting to first base, only barely in the first quarter of what's going on with the crypto world. So it's exciting to see that central banks are interested. They're taking that first step. They're starting to look into crypto. I got a little sidetracked there, but it's like the numbers show us that people are looking into it. The big names, they're not comfortable with putting money in, let's say like institutions or central banks around the world. They're not comfortable fully adopting it or fully supporting it, but they're like, we got to do our research. So it's just a great sign for me in terms of looking at the numbers, looking at the potential opportunity for the entire crypto market. A couple more stories. We got some big news with regards to Jack Dorsey and Square. This is something that has been going on, been talked about, been in the works for a while. And finally, we have a major announcement from Square developing a crypto product. So they've talked about Cash App in the past. Cash App right now, you can buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, a couple of other cryptos. Same with, let's say, Venmo. That's made it so much easier for people to use crypto. Like, I have seen so many more people use crypto simply because they can get it on Venmo. You could pay someone on Venmo with it. You could pay someone, like, it's so much easier now that Venmo and Cash App, which are two of the most popular platforms for peer-to-peer transactions, now accept Bitcoin and Ethereum. But Square CEO Jack Dorsey just came out and said that his company has officially going to be launching and making a hardware wallet for Bitcoin. So this announcement right here is from June 4th. He had said that they were considering a new hardware Bitcoin wallet. He had said they were considering it. He said, you know what, other than Twitter and Square, his favorite thing, the thing that he would work on is Bitcoin. So he said they were considering it on June 4th. So exactly just about 1 month later to the date. So on June 4th, he said that they were considering it. Then on July 8th, 2021, he said, look, now it's been confirmed. We are going to make a hardware wallet for Bitcoin. And this is important because, first of all, he said, obviously, this is going to be integrated directly with Cash App. That's something that's going to have an integration with Cash App. That's obvious. They already have, tens of millions of users who use a peer-to-peer transaction platform, use it for paying and receiving money. So he says it's obvious that they're going to include this Bitcoin hardware wallet there. But ultimately, he says that's just going to be the start because the goal of this is to make it so more people can easily access Bitcoin all around the world, and not only make it so they can access it, but make it more convenient, make it so people can be more secure with their Bitcoin. Because right now, he says the problem is that if you have Bitcoin on any exchange, it's still subject to all the rules and regulations of, let's say, all of those exchanges. And sometimes, for example, if you have PayPal or if you have some other platforms or even Robinhood, if you have crypto on Robinhood or PayPal or other platforms, you can't always take the money off. And that's a problem. That's a problem because then it's like you can't use it. Robinhood, they're developing a crypto wallet, but how are you, if you want to ever use crypto, let's say to buy an NFT, or you want to use crypto for anything, if you own it, but you can't spend it, it just makes it it defeats a large purpose of crypto. Yes, I get it. And a lot of it's just for investments. But remember, another use case for crypto, not only for like investments, is everything that you could do with smart contracts, NFTs, with paying other people. It's like there's a lot more use cases. And if you can't actually pay with people with it, it cuts a lot of that off. So essentially what a hardware wallet is, think of it like a place, a way to store your Bitcoin more securely. I just wanted to pull this up so you guys could read it on the screen while I'm talking about it. But it says basically here, hardware wallet can work with multiple blockchains simultaneously, meaning that you can own any of your cryptos that you want, whether it's Dogecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever. In addition to that, the important thing about this, it's basically just like a portable, you can think of it like a USB or something like that, where you can, where it doesn't have your Bitcoin directly on it. It doesn't store it directly on the hardware wallet itself, because your let's say your Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, always lives directly on the blockchain. But essentially the hardware wallet allows you to store your private key, which will then open up your Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano address. Makes it a lot easier, and it's exciting to see this because there are already hardware wallets in place, but they haven't been created by the founder, CEO of Square and Twitter, Jack Dorsey. And he's not just trying to make a regular everyday hardware wallet for Bitcoin, which already exists. He's trying to integrate this directly into your cell phone, integrate it directly into Cash App. Because right now, a lot of these hardware wallets are just little devices that you like plug into a computer, plug in somewhere, and you can then retrieve your Bitcoin or Ethereum. He's trying to take it to the next level, make it so it's very portable. You could use it directly with any device, like whether it's your phone, and he's trying to take it to the next level in terms of making Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto more available to the general public, not just to people, who currently are, pro crypto. He wants to make it so everyone can own crypto. So that's what's going on with Jack Dorsey and Square. Also, we have a big announcement coming out in a couple of days with regards to Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey have been talking about meeting very soon in July. So just in a couple of weeks now, they said that they're going to be meeting to discuss at an event called the B Word, and they said that they're going to discuss Bitcoin. We don't know exactly what, but what they've said recently is that on July 21st, they are going to be having a meeting, just talking and meeting with each other, talking about probably the potential of Bitcoin, the future of Bitcoin, maybe some projects they are working on, whether that's Elon Musk with Tesla, whether that's Jack Dorsey with his hardware wallet. We don't know exactly what they're going to be talking about, but I would just think of this like a friendly conversation between two of the brightest minds in the world, founder of Tesla, Elon Musk, the founder of Square, and Twitter, which is Jack Dorsey, people who are both pro-crypto. They both like Bitcoin. So I think it's exciting to see people who have that much influence and who are that smart to actually get involved, have a conversation about crypto, how we can progress it moving forward. Good morning, everybody. What is up? If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. What's up, Shane? What's up, Andrew? Michelle, Gibson, AJ, what is up? Holly Gravy, thank you. Patty, thank you for joining us this morning. If you guys haven't already, please be sure to like the video, comment down below what time it is near you guys. Are you guys on the East Coast, West Coast? Are you elsewhere? But thank you for joining us. We still got a couple more topics. I just wanted to, stop for a moment because I'm just going topic after topic after topic. But if you can, please be sure to like the video. Let's see if we can get it up to 500 likes this morning. That'd be pretty cool. What's up, Wyatt? What is up? But anyways, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep the ball rolling. Let's talk about next topic, which is going to be with Ethereum and what's going on with Ethereum. So Ethereum's been making a lot of major moves lately, guys. A lot of major moves between ETH 2.0 update, between the London hard fork, and about their 5 or so EIP upgrades. So right now, they are officially scheduled to commence their EIP 1559 and a couple of other upgrades during their London hard fork on August 4th. This is exciting because this has been in talks for a while. A couple of times it's been delayed, but now with this upgrade that's going to be taking place on August 4th, they said that we can expect out of the big ones. The big ones is EIP 1559, which we've talked about multiple times. Essentially, what this does is it makes Ethereum deflationary, meaning that it burns some Ethereum, takes some off from being able. It essentially makes it more like Bitcoin, makes it more deflationary, because right now there's an unlimited supply of Ethereum and people get worried about that. So now with this new EIP 1559 upgrade, it's going to make it deflationary, meaning that there's not always going to be like an unlimited supply. It's going to make it restricted a little bit more. In addition to this, the other thing that's going to happen is going to be EIP 3554, another upgrade, which will just help it move from proof of work to proof of stake. The big news, though, ultimately, is just think about it like this. London hard fork scheduled for August 4th, 2021. If it goes according to plan, it happens on the date it's supposed to happen. People are going to be very bullish about Ethereum, very excited about that, because it's going to help Ethereum continue to improve and continue to prepare for its ETH 2.0 upgrade, which is going to move it from proof of work to proof of stake. So as long as that upgrade takes place and is expected to launch and actually launches on August 4th, I think that'll help drive the price of Ethereum up in the short term, because right now, we got to remember, one of the major things for Ethereum, one thing that people don't really like about Ethereum in terms of institutional investors is in terms of energy consumption. Institutional investors hate the big thing that they hate about crypto, other than volatility and potentially illegal activities that are done using Bitcoin, Ethereum. The thing that a lot of just regular institutions hate is that it's not great for the environment. They hate how it consumes so much energy, because a lot of times when they're investing in certain assets, they look at, is this good for the environment? Is this bad for the environment? And right now, Ethereum is significantly better than Bitcoin in terms of energy consumption, but it's still not the best. It's still not the best by any means. So when we're talking about these new upgrades that are taking place for Ethereum, this potentially could be what pushes Ethereum ahead of Bitcoin in terms of market cap. Right now, Ethereum actually has been catching up, because recently, for example, Bitcoin's market cap is set $626 billion market cap. Ethereum is a little less than half it. It's at a $250 billion market cap. But recently, we have seen Bitcoin's price struggle a bit more than Ethereum. Like if we look over the last 10 days, we can't look at this as like the sole indicator, but if we look over the last 7 days, Ethereum's up almost 4%, Bitcoin's relatively flat. We have seen really what's been going on recently is Ethereum has been holding pretty strong above 2,000, 2,100, and I think with all of these upgrades taking place between the London hard fork, between ETH 2.0, I think all of that's going to push institutional investors to want to get more involved in Ethereum. I personally, my favorite cryptos are going to be like Ethereum, Cardano. Those are some of my favorites, simply because I think they have a lot more potential than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's great, but it doesn't have all the use cases that Ethereum and Cardano and all the other DeFi cryptos have. So I think with this upgrade, it could be a turning point for Ethereum, in the sense that it could be just what we need to get institutional investors involved in Ethereum. Right now, when we're looking at it in terms of dollar amounts, everyone says, what institutions can already invest in Ethereum, because there's Grayscale Ethereum Trust. There's Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. They could already invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. But the thing to keep in mind is that right now there are way more investment products available, and investment vehicles available for institutional investors that relate to Bitcoin rather than Ethereum. There are way more applications for Bitcoin ETFs, about a dozen of them. There are a lot more ways that institutions can get exposure to Bitcoin, simply because of crypto miners. A lot of them focus on Bitcoin versus Ethereum. And what we're seeing right now is like Grayscale Ethereum Trust has $7 billion assets under management. This is about a third of what Grayscale Bitcoin Trust has, which is $21.5 billion. So ultimately, I think with all of these upgrades that are going to be taking place very shortly for Ethereum, between ETH 2.0, between the London hard fork, between making it a deflationary asset, I think all of this is going to start shifting some of this capital from Bitcoin over to Ethereum, even just in the Grayscale Ethereum Trust, because people realize ultimately that Bitcoin's great. You know, we like Bitcoin. The technology behind it has opened the door to all the other cryptos out there. But the problem with Bitcoin is that it doesn't have as many use cases as Ethereum. Ethereum has DeFi applications. Ethereum has smart contracts, NFTs. Bitcoin does not. In addition to this, in terms of active wallet addresses, Ethereum has also surpassed Bitcoin there. So we're already seeing some signs that Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin in terms of market cap. And I think all of these upgrades could just push it even further. It could accelerate that process. In addition to it, let's keep moving on. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Let's see if we can get up to 500 likes. If you haven't liked it already, just tap the like button. It's easy to do. It helps me out a lot. I know it's annoying, but it's very simple, and it actually really helps out the videos. Next up is something going to be with widespread crypto adoption. I want to talk about this because the one thing we've spoken about, and I talk about this probably 3 times every single live stream every morning, the biggest thing, Andrew knows this, but the biggest thing is with crypto right now, only 6% of people in the US own crypto. That's it. That was according to the latest study done by Mick Digital. 6% of people own crypto. And the thing is that is barely anyone. If you go into a room of 100 people, if only 6 people own crypto, that's barely anything. But now we just had a major announcement come out from Visa. First of all, with regards to how much people have spent with crypto on their crypto cards over the last 6 months. So in the first half of the year, they said that over $1 billion was spent on their crypto-linked Visa cards. So essentially, if you own Bitcoin, Ethereum, you're able to spend it on these crypto linked Visa cards. But the thing that's more important than that, because we already spoke about how much money, they said it beat expectations, so there was a lot more money spent on these cards than they were originally anticipating. But the thing that is actually very exciting and very important here is not about how much money was spent, but it's with regards to how many platforms they have partnerships with or are partnering with right now, and how many merchants are going to have access to this. Because it's not important how much money now, it's important where is this going in the future. And where it's going is right now they already have partnerships, for example, with Coinbase, with Crypto.com, with a couple of other major platforms as well, like Binance, BlockFi. So all of these customers, all of these major crypto exchanges, for example, like Coinbase, has millions and millions of users. Binance is the largest cryptocurrency platform in terms of daily volume. Crypto.com is massive as well. All of these platforms already have partnerships with Visa. Visa has 50 active partnerships, which is up from just 35 4 months ago. So they've increased the number of partnerships almost 50% in the last 4 months. 50% in the last 4 months. That is huge. And that means that, look, it doesn't matter if you own crypto on Coinbase or Binance, on Crypto.com or BlockFi. All these platforms are partnering with Visa to offer cards where then people can actually use crypto. So that's important because it's like, how are you going to make crypto more accessible to regular everyday people? This is a step, but still, if you want to have these crypto Visa link, like if you want to have these crypto linked Visa cards, you need to have money on, let's say, a platform. So people who don't know much about crypto, they're not going to be able to really use this because they're not going to have money on Coinbase. They're not going to have money on Binance. They're not going to have money on Crypto.com. But the thing to keep in mind about that is it's a start. The thing that's going to take this to the next level, though, is when you don't have to have Coinbase, you don't have to have Binance, you don't have to have Crypto.com to be able to spend crypto. Right now, you have to. You have to have your money on Coinbase or Binance or Crypto.com, and they partner with Visa. But think about this. Apple right now has been talking a lot recently about hiring new people to build out a crypto digital wallet, hire new people to help with crypto and digital payments. So they've been talking about this a lot. And Apple, you got to think about it. Hundreds of millions of people own iPhones. And imagine the instant where Apple releases, an update, when a new iOS update, and they say, oh, now we offer a crypto digital wallet. You could hold crypto, you could buy crypto, you can sell it all from the wallet app on the phone. And imagine that the moment that happens, there's going to be hundreds of millions of more people who are going to have instant access to crypto. Like, yes, Visa growing their partnerships is great. Visa partnering with Coinbase and Crypto.com and Binance has helped crypto a lot. We're seeing that people really want to spend it. People spent $1 billion on these cards in the first half of the year. So it's obvious people want to spend it. But the important thing isn't just, having a crypto exchange and be able to use money there. The important thing is when is Google? When is Apple? When are companies where you own your devices, like using Android or Samsung? When is Apple going to come out with the crypto wallet where no matter if you have money on Coinbase or if you don't, whether you own crypto or you don't, if you could just go ahead, go on your phone, open up the wallet app, and you could buy crypto. It's all about ease. If something's easier, more people are going to do it. If something's more difficult, you have to jump through a bunch of hoops. You have to download Coinbase, then you have to apply for a linked debit card. It's not going to be as easy. So just think about, you guys got to think about this. It's just like downloading a new app. If you go to download a new app and the sign up process isn't so easy, you're like, I don't even feel like doing this anymore. You'll just leave. Same with crypto. If you have to go download an exchange, buy money on the exchange, that's so you download a new app, let's say Coinbase. Then you have to verify it's you. Then you have to go buy money, link a debit card. That's annoying. Then you have to go and apply for a crypto debit card. Then you have to go and wait until you're approved. It's oh my God, how many steps do you have to take before you can actually just spend your crypto at a store? It's not so easy. But once Apple comes out with it, I think Apple, Google, when some of these companies that are so easy for people and so many people already have their information involved with, I think that's going to be when we start to see crypto taking off. And obviously there's the demand, because what we're seeing here is Visa came out and said $1 billion was spent on these cards in the first half of 2021. So if that's not proof that there's demand for it, if that's not proof that people want to spend crypto, I don't know what is. They launched these cards recently and they just knocked it out of the park in terms of numbers. They did so much better than everyone was expecting. $1 billion was spent. And you got to think about it. It's not easy to use. They're not easy to use right now. When I think about $1 billion being spent on crypto-linked debit cards, most people were not even approved until recently. These are people who are only very, very pro-crypto. So I don't know. It's just rambling a bit. But the thing is I just think about it in terms of numbers and right now, and in terms of ease, how easy something is. Right now, such a small portion of the population owns crypto, and they're only investing in it because they don't want to miss out. They've heard their friends investing in it, and such a small portion invest in it. On top of that, then you take that such a small population, you reduce it down even further, and out of that 6% of people in the US who own crypto, maybe there's only another 5% of those people actually have a crypto debit card or a crypto linked Visa card. So it's when you're thinking of the numbers, guys, right now we're such little small little dots in the big scheme of things in terms of the crypto world. I don't know. It's just crazy to think how $1 billion was spent on crypto linked Visa cards through all their partnerships, yet most people I know don't have a Visa card, a Visa crypto linked card yet. Tell me, how many people do you guys know have a crypto linked Visa card? Let me know. Do you know 5 people? Do you know 10 people? Or do you know 0? Let me know which one you fall into, because I'll do a poll later on YouTube, but that's a sign that we're in stage 1. We are in the early stage of crypto adoption. And it'll all change when things become easier, I think, with Apple. But anyways, let me know how many people you guys know with these cards. Just something interesting to think about in terms of crypto in general, how big it could be. But let me get off that topic. I'm just rambling on that. It's just because I'm passionate about it. It's something where people don't realize how few people own crypto, yet how much money people have made. People think they've made a lot of money already with crypto because prices have increased dramatically. We've seen prices skyrocket over the last year, but that's with still 6% of people in the US owning it. It's when that gets to 50%, 60%, I would bet money that at least You know, it may not be next year, it may not be 10 years from now, but let's say in the next couple, like maybe let's say 15 years from now, I would bet that we would have at least 50% of people in the US own some sort of crypto. And I would say that's conservative. Because all you need to have is Apple or Google come out with a feature directly on, like Apple come out with a feature directly on their phone. So we're still in such the early stages. But anyways, let's keep the ball rolling. Let's talk about the next topic. Next thing I want to go over is what's going on with baby Dogecoin. Everyone's been talking about baby Dogecoin. What's going on here? And we have some big announcements that just came out with baby Dogecoin, which was like literally jaw-dropping. I was shocked. I looked at my phone this morning and I saw this piece of news that came out and I'm like, what is going on? Baby Doge is sponsoring a vehicle in a NASCAR race? Like, what? So right now, charity-based crypto that just came out on June 1st, 2021, called Baby Doge, officially says that it's going to make its NASCAR debut Saturday, and it's sponsoring a car. It's sponsoring the number 68 Chevrolet Camaro, and it says, and according to the driver, according to the number 68 car, they said that this weekend we're proud to welcome Baby Doge aboard our number 68 Chevrolet Camaro as the newest partner of Brandon Built Motorsports. They said in a statement that Baby Dogecoin is a brand new cryptocurrency with a unique goal to save as many dogs as possible. Since their beginning in June of 2021, they have almost donated $100,000 to help save dogs and are considered the world's first dog charity cryptocurrency. Being a dog owner and an animal lover myself, I am very excited about this partnership and the meaning behind Baby Dogecoin's initiatives. The car looks awesome. I can't wait for everyone to see it. So that's going to take place on Saturday, July 10th, 2021. But this is something that is so interesting, so surprising, and really like almost inspiring. Because you could see, like for anyone building a business or any crypto or anything, it shows you how much things can change in a matter of a month. They started it in the beginning of June 2021, and they've been able to donate $100,000 to dog like charities and to help save dogs around the world. So I'm not saying buy Doge or buy Baby Dogecoin. I'm just saying, look, this is really interesting and exciting to see that anyone could create a crypto, anyone can start a new project, or a new business. And look how much things can change in a matter of a month or 2 months. Like you could go from making nothing to having a big company. You could go from making nothing to making thousands of dollars a month. And, you know, it was just interesting to see. Like, obviously, this partnership is, like, when you think about it realistically, if someone wants to sponsor a car and pay money, if a company approaches you or a crypto approaches you and say that we want to pay you money to just put a little patch on your uniform or put a little sticker on a car, most of the time these cars and drivers are going to accept the deals unless they're scams. But they looked into Baby Doge and obviously they were like, okay, Baby Dogecoin isn't a scam. They're not just like a meme coin that has absolutely no utility. They're trying to be like a dog charity. So they're like, okay, we like that. We're going to we'll let them be sponsors. And we don't know the specific deals of the sponsorship, but you know what? It's going to get a lot more attention to Baby Dogecoin, get more people looking at it and interested in it. And it's just something just to keep an eye out on. Thought it was an interesting story. Moving on, I want to talk about something going on with a massive, massive scam, because this is something that affects all of us, not just people who were scammed by it, but this could affect anyone watching this, anyone you know, because 93,000 users were scammed by fake cryptocurrency mining apps. So essentially what's been going on is, like I told you guys in yesterday's video, I've built a couple of apps in the past. And the important thing here is, even though I've built a lot of apps in the past, getting on the Google Play Store is way easier than getting an app on the Apple Store. It's like anyone can get an app on the Google Play Store. On the App Store, there are a couple more verifications. They look into it a bit more. They make sure that the app functions properly, and if it doesn't function properly, like eventually it gets taken off. Google Play Store is a lot easier. That's the first thing. And what happened is scammers tricked more than 93,000 users by selling them fake cryptocurrency apps through the Google Play Store. And the whole business model around these apps were essentially to cheat users into thinking they are actually mining crypto. So they put in their payment information, they might pay for extras on the app, and people think that they're mining crypto, but they're not. They're not, and these companies have made hundreds of thousands of dollars by scamming 93,000 users on apps on the Google Play Store and apps on third-party markets. So they said out of the 175 apps detected to be just complete scams, 25 of them were available on the Google Play Store, and the others were on third-party markets. So I just wanted to put this out there because whenever you're investing or putting money into whenever you're downloading an app from the Google Play Store, especially with relating to cryptocurrency or payments or anything with regards to putting in your payment information, just make sure you look into it because 193,000 people were scammed into this. So no way of them getting their money back, but you just have to be careful when you are looking into that. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Let's see if we can get this video up to, let's see, if we can get up to 100 likes. We can easily do that because more than 100 people are here. So if you can, it would help me out a lot if you guys could just like the video. We got a couple more stories I want to go over this morning. Very exciting stuff going on with Cardano. A couple of other cryptos. We may also go over Polygon. So if you guys have enjoyed the stream, you've been on for a couple minutes, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we can get up to at least 100 likes. But let's talk about now what's going on with Cardano. A lot of people have been saying what's been going on with Cardano. And we actually just had some pretty exciting news come out with regards to a crypto exchange and Cardano surpassing Bitcoin in terms of having more people holding it on a pretty major crypto exchange. So right now, if you guys don't know, we've talked about eToro on my channel a couple of times. eToro right now, in terms, I'm looking up how many customers they have. In terms of number of customers, eToro is a pretty big cryptocurrency platform. Right now, in terms of number of customers, they have 20 million registered users worldwide. They're not as prominent in the US. They're more prominent in Europe and in other countries overseas. They say like 69% of their users are in Europe. 5% are Middle East and Africa, 18% are in Asia Pacific, and 8% are in the Americas. This is directly from their website. We could see from March 8th, 2021. So it's probably even a little bit higher than that right now. But either way, they say 69% in Europe, 18% Asia Pacific, 8% Americas, and 5% in the Middle East and Africa. That's important because what we're seeing is that right now Cardano has actually surpassed Bitcoin as most held crypto on eToro trading platform. And I would say this is true for me also. I own, like, eToro is a platform that it's fine. It's not my favorite platform, but I have money on it. And like when I put money on eToro, I'm like, I am not checking this for years probably. I'm just putting the money on the platform, buying a crypto that I like, and just leaving it. Like I check Coinbase every day. I check Robinhood and Webull. I check those basically every day. eToro, I have a good amount of money, but I do not check it every day. I put money in there. I invest money in there that I'm like, I am never taking this money out. And fun fact is that me personally, I do have more Cardano on eToro than any other crypto. It's what I have the most of. Like the other day, I've been putting like $5,000 every so often into it. And I've been allocating a lot of like into Cardano. And when I told you guys about this, but I did it on eToro. So according to eToro, they came out, released a report, and they said that, look, during the last couple of months, they've seen a massive spike in the number of people who've been buying Cardano. Right now, Cardano makes up more money on their platform than does Ethereum, than does Bitcoin. It is the most owned on eToro. This is interesting because do we look at the demographics? Because a lot of these people are in Europe. I think that's something to keep in mind. Maybe people in Europe are just liking Cardano more than Ethereum and Bitcoin. In the US, everyone in the news, institutions, all they seem to talk about is Bitcoin and Ethereum. I haven't done a search about Europe, looking at what the most popular one is there, if people are talking about Cardano more. But according to this, 20 million users on eToro, more of them actually own Cardano than Bitcoin. In addition to this, according to a recent announcement, the crypto market analyst at eToro, he said this: during Q2 of 2021, Cardano provided a clear roadmap for its upcoming Alonzo hard fork, currently in a testing phase. If successful, it will bring out smart contract functionality by allowing the writing and deployment of smart contracts for the first time on the Cardano blockchain. He said this upgrade will be significant as it will enable developers to build projects on the network, helping Cardano to position itself as a real competitor to the likes of Ethereum. The price of ADA has climbed 15% over the last quarter, suggesting investors optimism around the Alonzo hard fork and Cardano's ability to challenge Ethereum long term. And we've talked about this quite a bit recently. One thing that I like to look at with Cardano is specifically with regards to the number of active wallet addresses on Cardano, major partnerships they've been pursuing with El Salvador, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. And also, the one thing that I simply like about Cardano more than Ethereum, is that they're actively seeking out partnerships. Like, they're actively seeking out a bunch of new partnerships with countries, not only with countries, but they're also seeking out partnerships with, for example, major organizations. They have the partnership with Ethiopia. They have the partnership with they're talking with El Salvador to potentially do business there. So they have a lot of that. Someone asked about Binance in Italy. We'll go over Binance in a bit. I do want to talk about that. So we definitely will go over Binance, but Denny, Binance has been blocked and has experienced a lot of bans in multiple countries all around the world. So we'll go over that a bit more. We'll go over that, I think, in 2 or 3 topics. But so right now with Cardano, it surpassed major milestone, 650,000 staking addresses. They've been in talks with El Salvador. They already have a partnership with Ethiopia. They're in talks with Tanzania. And now they've officially become the most held crypto on eToro. eToro is major, even if people in the US don't talk about it a lot. It does have 20 million users. That's a significant portion of the population, and it's something just to keep an eye out on moving forward, because more people who own it, more attention it gets, the higher the price will go. Next up, let's talk about Denny. Denny's been wanting to talk about what's going on with Binance, so let's talk about that. Recently, Binance has experienced a lot of major issues. First of all, they have experienced issues in Ontario, Canada. They were banned from Ontario, Canada, made it a lot harder. Then the other day, Barclays says that customers can no longer send money to Binance. And now we're seeing a lot of people follow suit. And one thing that happened is Britain and the UK are cracking down on Binance even more. So you can see right here, Britain's crackdown on Binance Exchange boosts the cryptocurrencies exchange, boosts Binance's rivals. That's essentially what they're saying. And right now what we're seeing is that Britain blocked Binance, and that has resulted in a lot of other platforms doing extremely well. Some of them, for example, like eToro, have gained dramatically the number of users. We've seen I believe it's called Bitstamp. Bitstamp, yes, grown 138% in the last 2 weeks. We're seeing Gemini grow dramatically as well. So right now, Binance has been the target of the UK, of countries in Africa, of like provinces in Canada. They've been the target of many organizations recently, and a lot of these countries say that Binance has not approved the proper require proper certifications and approvals to do business there. So now what we're seeing is that, yes, Binance has been blocked in many countries around the world. And for some of them, if they haven't been blocked, they at least have to put a notice on their website. Binance has put a notice on their website in those countries saying that they're not certified to really do business there. So yeah, that's what's going on with Binance. If you guys can, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we can get this video up to 100 likes. There's more than 100 of you here. So if you guys want to stay on, I think we've covered most of the topics for the day. If you want to stay on, I'll stay on. If, you know, you guys are liking the video and you guys seem to want me to stay. If not, I do have other videos planned that I'd like to get out to you. But if you guys want to just hang out and chill, happy to do that. So let me know in the comments. Let me know by liking the video. Bit of a slow morning here on the stream, but you know what? We got a lot to cover. There's a lot of great information, a lot of stuff. The crypto market actually isn't doing too bad right now. We are seeing it bounce back quite a bit. Right now, the market's up 1.85%, so that's good. Ethereum is relatively stable. Binance coin, everything's pretty flat. Dogecoin is the big winner this morning, up 7%. Why is that happening? Let's take a look. Has there been any news that's come out with Dogecoin? Nothing that I have seen in particular has come out with Dogecoin. Trent, what's up, Trent? Mitch, what is up? Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin. So right now, Dogecoin's price is sitting at 22.5 cents per coin. It is one of the only cryptos that is up big time today. It's up almost 7% today. And when we look at the market in general, most things are down today. Like down or relatively flat. If we look at the top 20, Dogecoin has made the biggest move. It's up almost 7% for the day. Why is this happening? Well, we haven't seen any major news come out with regards to Elon Musk. We haven't seen any major news come out with regards to Dogecoin. But the biggest thing that we have seen come out recently is, let me look. The biggest thing was the other day we had an interview with a major analyst who came out on Yahoo Finance, said that Dogecoin was a joke, which he's just trying to suppress the price. But other than that, there really hasn't been too much that would be pushing the price of Dogecoin up today. I'm going to double check though, Elon Musk and his Twitter, just to make sure. But other than that, I haven't seen too much going on. Could be wrong. Let's take a look at this. Is there anything about Dogecoin? Okay, 6 hours ago, he says there is merit, in his opinion, to Doge maximizing base layer transaction rate and minimizing transaction costs, with exchanges acting as the de facto secondary. So he did say this. So we'll see. So he did come out and say basically that there's merit to Dogecoin making a couple of improvements to its blockchain in addition to just improving transaction costs. That was interesting. I didn't see that. I didn't see that until just now. But yeah, when we're looking at Dogecoin, we're still down over the last 7 days. So like we're up today, 7%, but when we look at over the last 7 days, we're down 8.5%. And most of the other cryptos are much more stable. So yes, it's seeing the biggest gain today, but over the last week, it still has one of the biggest losses. Someone said, see, I left out. What did I leave? Could have made. No, I don't put Dogecoin in the headline of the shows because then you get like pigeonholed into one. I don't want to just only talk about Dogecoin. I like talking about stocks and crypto and everything. So on these morning live streams, I talk about everything, not just Dogecoin. If I put Dogecoin in the title, of course the video would do better. It would do way better. But I don't want just people just to click on a video just because it's like a trendy hot topic. I want to just talk about what I want to talk about. And if you guys like listening to me, then I like having you here. And if you don't want to listen, then it's like, it doesn't really matter. But if I put Dogecoin in the titles, then it's like YouTube only recommends my videos to people who like Dogecoin. And it's like when I post videos about Neo or Palantir, then the thing is, those videos do terrible if I only talk about Dogecoin. So I like to keep it just about everything. Because like yesterday we did a bunch, like today I have a video planned about Tesla and Neo. And if I only post about Dogecoin, then even though those videos would do better, then it sort of would hurt all my other videos. So yeah, the reason why YouTubers solely do Dogecoin is because then they end up getting stuck. They get stuck. If you do one topic, I mean, that's what's happened to me. It's like if you do one topic and you only do that one topic, especially if it's like a trendier topic, sometimes people are only going to stick around for that. And as soon as you talk about something else, they leave. It's like the stimulus check YouTubers. I used to talk about stimulus checks, but then I stopped because it was like when you post other videos, people don't care. So I want people to like me and what I talk about in general, because I just talk about what I'm interested in. And if you like that, great. If you don't like it, that's great too. But I'm just going to talk about what I enjoy and things I'm investing in and not just do whatever is the trendiest at that time. Of course, I talk about that stuff. But I think it's important to talk about everything. If you guys are still with us, you like the stream, please be sure to like the video. Helps me out a lot, helps get these videos out to more people. I'm happy to stay on for quite a bit longer. My camera will probably die, so I'll just have to switch over the camera. It won't be as high of quality, but it's fine. Okay, let's talk about a couple of more things. I want to go over a couple of smaller altcoins as well. What's going on there? Let's see if we get this video to 100 likes. We're at 79. So if you guys haven't liked the video yet, please be sure to like it. Let's see if we can get that up. But I'm going to talk about a couple of more altcoins, a couple of smaller altcoins, what's going on there, because you guys seem to be enjoying the stream. So we'll definitely stay on a bit longer until there's no more news to talk about, because I don't want to waste your time. Okay, so a couple more things going on with altcoins. And here we go. Okay, I want to talk about this in general because this relates to crypto in general with regards to Binance. A lot of people have been asking about Binance recently. So I want to go over exactly what's going on with Binance. This summarizes it pretty well. So Barclays the other day, they have tens of millions of customers. They blocked people from sending money to Binance. They said, look, you can no longer send money to Binance. If you have Binance and you need to, withdraw money, you can still do that. But they said you can no longer send new funds to Binance. And now what we saw is that after Barclays, which is a major bank, tens of millions of people, now we're seeing that Santander Bank also blocked payments to Binance in the UK as well. So remember, this doesn't mean, even though we're seeing a lot of major banks block payments to Binance, if you have money on Binance, you could still withdraw it. But typically what we're seeing is that people are getting nervous. And if they have Binance in these countries, they're downloading new exchanges, let's say like Gemini or Coinbase or Bitstamp or other platforms, and they're getting off of Binance because no one likes to be told by their bank that this platform isn't safe or we don't agree with it, we don't think you should have your money there. Because then that's like, why aren't they saying this about all the other platforms? What is Binance doing wrong? So right now what we're seeing is that after Barclays came out and banned people from sending money to Binance, now we're seeing that Santander Bank also said that they're stopping payments to Binance for their people's protection on July 8th. So that was yesterday. In the email, they continue to say that we are taking this step as we want to do everything we can to help protect people and their money, and they're going to continue to monitor the situation. In addition to this, in addition to Barclays, in addition to Santander's Bank, we also saw TSB Bank in the UK as well. block payments to Binance and Kraken. So what we're seeing is that Binance has been in a lot of trouble in a bunch of countries around the world, not just in, let's say, not just in Canada, not just in a couple of countries in the UK, but they're getting to be in more trouble in terms of regulations, in terms of getting bans, and all across the world. Next up, I want to talk about one of the favorite altcoins. I don't know if you guys have seen this, or I don't know if we've talked about it in a while, but I want to talk about what's going on with Polygon. And if you guys still are liking the stream, let's see if we can get up to 100 likes. I'm happy to stay. Let's see if we can get it on to 100 likes. But anyways, let's talk about what's going on with Polygon. Haven't talked about it in a while, but typically with some of these smaller altcoins, not as much big news has come out recently. The big thing that I like to talk about with Polygon is institutional demand, and how institutional demand is continuing to increase over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months. So we're going to go over two specific stories with regards to Polygon. The first is going to be with institutional demand, and the second is going to be with regards to a couple of new projects choosing Polygon over choosing, let's say, Ethereum. So first things first, let's talk about what's going on with Polygon, and we're going to talk about what's going on with, we'll say, institutions. Okay, so first thing is with institutions. What we've been seeing is that more and more institutions, this is a story we've talked about a couple of times, but more and more institutions are choosing Polygon over Ethereum for larger transactions. They're doing this because of transaction speeds, because of lower fees. And we're seeing this continue to happen. We've talked about this. This is a study that was done between June 1st and June 7th, and it shows the blockchain data for the percentage of total volume versus the transaction size. So basically, the transactions of over $1 million made up a larger portion of transactions on Polygon than it did on Ethereum. So we're seeing that the big money players are choosing Polygon a lot because of its faster speeds, lower transaction costs, things like that. In addition to this, what we just saw is that Ethereum developer platform, Alchemy, just integrated on Polygon, and the developer platform powers about 70% of all applications on the Ethereum network, has finally added support for Polygon. This is exciting because building on Polygon is now a lot easier. A lot of major projects are choosing Polygon, and now with Alchemy adding Polygon and supporting Polygon integration, now is going to make it so developers can build more and more projects on the platform, because Alchemy powers 70% of all Ethereum applications, and people are just realizing that Polygon, even though it's still small, even though it's still, growing, like all cryptos, it has a lot of benefits. You get a lot of the same benefits as Ethereum, but you also get the benefits of having faster speeds and lower transaction costs. So that's what's really going on. I think we're going to head off for now. I really, ran out of all the stories. We went over basically everything today. We're going to go live again tomorrow, so don't worry. We're going to go live at 9. We're going to go live at 10 a.m. Eastern time, I think, on the weekends, because people... Let me know, do you prefer 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. on the weekends? I think a lot of people prefer 10 a.m. Eastern time on the weekends. But that's what's really going on. I would really appreciate it if you guys could like the video. Let's see if we can get this up to at least 100 likes while we're still on the live stream. It helps me out a lot, helps get these videos out to more people, and it helps me continue to make these videos, because if the videos don't do well, I have a lot of other projects and businesses I work on, so I'm not going to leave YouTube, but it's just I spend more time if I'm seeing that the information is benefiting more people. Not leaving, but it's like I'm building that new app I told you guys about the other day, and I've been spending a lot of time there. So I want to make sure I'm allocating my time wisely, not wasting your guys' time, not wasting my time. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know what topics you want to cover next. If you liked it, let me know. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in a bit for a couple new episodes with regards to crypto, stocks,